Mr Chair.
Meka Whaitiri.
Chair. Mr Chair, over the recess break, Māoridom lost one of their iconic leaders, Dr Ngāpō Wehi, affectionately known as Uncle Bub, e te rangatira, me ngā mate katoa o te motu, haere, haere, moi mai rā. Mr Speaker, this budget has failed to deliver for middle New Zealanders. This budget shows that we have a government that has lost touch after 8 long years in office, is too often focused on the few at the top and has completely forgotten about everyday New Zealanders. This is a budget, sir, that demonstrates that National do not know what is going on and that they have no answers to the problems that our people are concerned about. This is a budget that continues to underfund and put pressure on our health, education and housing systems. Sir, in the recess, Hawke's Bay played host to the Minister of Social Housing, the Honourable Paula Bennett, where, of course, she expressed what was good about this budget. But, sir, at that meeting hosted in Hastings, it turned quickly for the many of the attendees there to the real issue of housing fronting and confronting people in the Hawke's Bay area. So I took the opportunity to remind the Minister at that meeting that Hawke's Bay had lost some 377 state houses since 2011. And we have built 7. We have lost 377, do the math, we've lost 377 and we have built 7 homes in Hawke's Bay. So that's displaced or dislocated over 300 families in Hawke's Bay. And of course, sir, we're going to do the decent thing and ask the Minister what her plans are for addressing the real issue facing many people in Hawke's Bay. And I want to quote, sir, what the Minister's response when asked, "We need more housing. What are you going to do about it, Minister?" And her response was, well, clearly we need them, quote, right now. But then she added, quote, "It's kind of, where's the line of it being enough? I'm sure for some it will never be enough," unquote. Well, the message is really clear to that government through the Minister. There aren't enough houses in Hawke's Bay. We do not have the supply to meet the need.
7 is not enough.
7 is not enough. But further, sir, the question was asked, when will new housing be provided in Hawke's Bay? And Mrs Bennett said this, quote, Miss Bennett, apologies, quote, "I don't want a country full of state houses," unquote. That's what she said at the meeting. I don't want a country full of state houses. And what people said was, if it was good enough for the Minister and if it was good enough for the Prime Minister in their time of need that they could live in the state houses, then why isn't it good enough for everybody else? Sir, I want to talk about the sharp end. The over 1,648 Māori families on the waiting list, according to the Social Housing Register. 100 more than the previous quarter and a whopping increase of 21% of Māori waiting since last June. Sir, in the own Minister of Māori Development's electorate of Wairiki, there are 422 people waiting for homes, of which 261 are in very serious need. Sir, his co-leader of the Māori Party, Marama, in late 2014 called National's plan to sell off state houses disappointing, an abdication of government responsibility. Yet just 3 months later, the Māori Party changed its mind and voted with the National to flog them off. This is a disgraceful move, especially in the middle of a housing crisis. But sir, Labour has a comprehensive plan to tackle the problem. We will build more affordable homes. We'll end National's state house sell-off and stop using Housing New Zealand as a cash cow. And whānau camping in cars or in garages will be helped into temporary accommodation through extra funding to emergency housing providers. Sir, during the recess, I constantly heard this catch cry, change the government, change the government, change the government, because it has got out of touch and stopped listening to ordinary New Zealanders. And this is what we need to do, sir, is present Labour's comprehensive housing plan. It will make a difference for many of the people throughout my electorate of Ikaroa Rāwhiti, and all I say, sir, is bring on next year's election.
Matt Ducey. Matt Ducey.